Episode 7, our guest, we have Mirko Horn.
Mirko Horn, one of the strongest minds that I've ever met, and now starting an MMA career in his 30s, where most people started when they're a teenager.
Yeah, facing some challenges in a young man's game, but he's got strong resolve, a very strong mind, and some interesting thoughts on combat sports in Vietnam specifically.
He's overcome a lot of his own challenges, in addition to all the challenges that come with MMA, in addition to all the challenges that come with starting an MMA career in your 30s.
Yeah, this is definitely one episode you don't want to miss.
And also, he was a leading role in starting a new combat sport that is trending in Saigon.
Trending in Vietnam, the growth of
Pool Jitsu.
All right, you heard it here first.
Welcome to the Saigon Saga, where we cover combat sports in Vietnam and have fun while doing
Yeah, when will you start?
After weigh-ins.
After what? Don't you think you can take it a little bit earlier?
I don't know, man.
Because
probably can, but I don't want to. Maybe, but
you don't want to have cramps during competitions, man.
Yeah, maybe I should.
Yeah, I think you should.
Maybe a little bit,
because it takes some time to also get the water back in the muscles, which makes the weight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the toughest weight cut that you've done?
I have no tough weight cut on my resume.
Really?
The first time you fought at Lion.
Yeah.
That weight?
Yeah, I was cutting like 2 liters before, so.
I
second time maybe 3 liters.
That day that I just remember you looked like absolute death.
My first fight, like I looked like death, like the Reaper, or I looked like the Reaper visited me.
That you got a visit from the Reaper.
Really?
Like you were just
enjoyment of the success. This is nothing to do with damage taken in the fight. This is nothing to do with cruel preparation. This is just like, we did well. I don't need to sleep for a few days.
This is what you mean.
I think you were cutting your weight after the fight, brother.
Well, yeah, it was the celebration. And also, obviously, the dengue fever that knocked me out bad. Like, the Reaper was knocking on my door. Well, maybe not, but he was taking a look at me. He was like, oh, what is this guy doing? But, okay, keep on. Yeah, it was 2 weeks of severe fever and 2 days in the hospital, I think. Maybe 1 day. But I would have survived it without the hospital, It was just like for a little bit more drip, so I don't look like death so much. Yeah.
Is that your first time getting dengue?
I thought so, but the severity of the disease, man, disease made me think. And actually there was this one time, 1.5 years ago, I think, where I was in a hotel room and I thought like, I have this, I guess, Vietnamese flu or something, feels a little bit different, but also I was like for 5 days just laying in my bed like this. In retrospective, I think that was dengue. And the second time you get it, it is more severe. Because for some reason, I didn't understand the mechanism, but for some reason, your immune system fucks up the second time. And it cannot detect the virus, and the virus spreads more than the first time when you caught dengue. And
yeah.
That's what happens.
So this is one of the challenges. Grappling in Vietnam.
It is. Because after the dengue scenario, I had Salmonella. Yeah, I was out with Chris eating chicken and egg. I was laying in the sun. And so I think you can still see it. Maybe, can we see it? I want to show people.
Oh, wow.
Like, do you see the bump? You see a bump in my fingernails. I have it on every single fingernail. It was like from Salmonella.
What?
Yeah, my body was so severely impaired that it didn't even make, what do you call that? It didn't make fingernails, didn't make toes anymore. And then you see the bump from when I had that. And I was like out for like 1.5 weeks, I guess, yeah.
just another reason that you're so mentally tough. You know, overcome. I don't know anyone in combat sports who've endured more sickness than you, but you still come back to get in the cage. Like, I got 3 weeks to an MMA fight. You know, drag yourself into the cage, fight with Felipe, fight with Joe, and then you're ready for the next fight. What does fighting do for you, Mirko?
It gives me some kind of purpose, some kind of how do you call that? Like a thread to hold on to. It's more than a thread, I guess. It's a little bit bigger.
A rope?
A rope. It's a rope, yeah. Because, dude, man, we lost our way, as a species in the modern society with the sitting around in offices for too long and all of that. I mean, sure, there's a little bit of body cult in there, right? Like you enjoy being fit.
Yeah.
You enjoy having like a male body, or in the words of like Socrates, I think it was Socrates or Plato, he said it's a shame to grow old and to not be able to see the beauty of the strength that your body is capable of. And the Greeks, they knew it, and still, but now we lost our way, and there's a lot of sickness and a lot of also mental sickness going on. Like sport, it's better than SSRIs.
Yes.
It is better than SSRIs. It's what it is. But I guess there's a lot of psychotherapists that would prescribe way more easily some pill than advise, dude, man, do some sport. Like, seriously do some sport. Suffer.
They should be prescribing cage fights.
Right. Yeah, this will work out. Yeah, this will work.
But what's it like when you, the moment when you go into the cage, after when they're putting
The Vaseline.
the Vaseline on your eyebrows, and then you're walking up to the cage, and then your entourage is no longer with you. You're alone in a cage.
With Vaseline, so the manhandling is not
and the cage shuts. You hear the cage locked.
I didn't hear it click like in a prison, no, but I guess it's a very loud music.
Oh,
We should say this is one of the difficulties of fighting MMA in Vietnam is the music. The walkout music, the music they play between the fights. It's all the same music.
It's always the same music, yeah. I mean, I guess at some point they should invest some in rights, or do it like the AFC. The AFC lets the fighters play their own song, but then when people look online, it's just like the same song all over, like in Lions. But Lions, they took it to the next level. They're just playing the song at the fight and online, so... I think they could do that and financially survive it.
Yeah, it's not really a song. It's just
well, I
kind of loop of the same noise.
Come on, man. I kind of like it. It's okay. It's like whoa, oh, yeah. It's
the first 20 minutes is okay. If you start watching like the A or the B side, the B series earlier in the day.
Yes.
8 or 9 fights later, and then you get to the main card, and the song hasn't changed.
Didn't change it.
So you're telling me that you didn't hear me screaming from the stands?
No, I did not. I heard someone scream like a girl, but that was in my first fight. Dude, like the guy who was on the ground, I forgot his name. When he was on the ground, and I ground pounded him, and he was hearing like "Go Len," and then he shouted his name. But I was on top already, and he didn't know how to escape. And he made like victory signs, or like as a joke, like "Hey, I'm still here." But at some point, it was kind of funny. At some point, he let out like a scream that also I think was supposed to be like funny, but it was like I didn't know. I was just like, okay. I guess I tried to progress anyway, but should I stop now? I think it was like 60% joke. It was intended to be 100% joke, but it came out as a 6% joke, 40% despair.
So, like, were you unsure to continue, or like
Just
what were your
for,
thoughts?
For a brief second, I was like,
Just concerned.
What's
Is
the noise
anyone-
coming from here?
You guys looking at this? Like,
Yeah, it was funny. So when I see him again, I will ask him if he can remember this.
oh man.
So, what are some of the challenges you see for Vietnamese fighters and Vietnamese grapplers that are in Saigon, in Hanoi, in some of the other cities here? And like, what are the challenges they're facing to get to the next level?
Yeah, like they need to get their ass whooped for some time and need to kind of embrace that and go home with a sore because there's no muscle. But yeah, that's basically it. Like
But
train. I didn't start this whole grappling up until 3 years ago, right? So
you started grappling 3 years ago.
right, and I was grappling for like 6 months, and then I came to Vietnam, and then I did the Jiboya Jiu-Jitsu thing for 2 years. So maybe like 2 years is like a proper amount to have some defense in the cage. Maybe need something around like 2 years.
And in that 2 years, how often were you attending training?
How often was there whooping? For 2 years straight, man. No,
How many times a week on average? For you?
yeah, on average, I think, man, 4 times a week.
4 times a week.
I guess 4 times a week on average. Maybe 3 to 4 times a week. It was some, yeah. But just the jiu-jitsu, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just jiu-jitsu. And then I also did some Muay Thai.
And in previous grappling, you do have some striking experience.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, since I was like 14 years old, I think. Yeah. I told you before I had to defend myself against the Turks in the schoolyard.
I mean, I've always found it interesting that he has significantly more striking experience, like 12 years or so.
Yeah, but it was a hobby, you know.
Yeah.
So, like someone who's like a professional striker, he would be like, yeah, I see he has something, but
Yeah. But you always finish your fights with grappling, you know.
right. I mean, so far I only really fought, I guess, somewhat dangerous strikers. What do? It's like rock, paper, scissors. Do I want to strike with them? No. Why would I? It's the cage. It's war. I will go. You know, I'm not just engaged in the highlight. Just trying to do an entertaining fight. But who knows? Maybe I will be. But for now, it's just like, you know, being a little bit cautious and trying to win the fight. Yeah. Right.
So, but do you think that, like, what impact do you think Lion Championship and this rising MMA scene here in Vietnam has on the combat sports community? Because, you know, 5 or 10 years ago, competition was very new to the Vietnamese, very few gyms, but now this new generation of Vietnamese fighters, they're starting to see, like, okay, they're starting to believe in themselves, and they're starting to believe that they can do it too.
Yes.
Right, and I think that a really good example is Felipe's championship fight at the end of last year.
Oh man,
That
was such a good fight.
Which was an incredible,
Performance,
who took Felipe into the 4th round, which is quite impressive. Because
He could have knocked him out, I think.
Because I mean, but before then, you know, Felipe's fights were measured in seconds.
Yeah.
you know, it's true.
It's
So
true.
it's like,
Headlines. Yeah.
so what does that mean, you know, for this new generation of Vietnamese fighters? And it's understood that they're gonna have to endure some pain and losses,
Yeah.
right?
Naturally. Yeah. I mean, if you go back a little bit, just a little bit of time, the first year of Lions. You remember? Have you seen the fight between Jovidon and
Yes, I saw this. It was
Right.
on YouTube.
right? So there's still
That was a bizarre matchup.
yeah.
There's some courtesy involved in that one.
It was but you can really see that, right? You can see it on Jovidon's side going like. He was you know, like this. It's like
He's like a kung fu fighter.
Right,
Some kind of,
right, but
holistic approach.
yeah, like those elements left pretty quickly, but you can see where it started. And if you look now, 2 years later, is it 2 years later? I think so.
Yeah,
It is now the third year, I think.
Yeah,
of
for the
Lions,
third
right?
season.
Yeah. So you can really see the Vietnamese getting stronger so quick, so quickly. But there's still like the grappling.
Yeah.
The grappling. But we were talking about the fight between Felipe and him. He was, I mean, in the first round, he was taken down and he was in full mount, right? But Felipe is just physically so strong. Man, they need just to really, really match up against people like Felipe. They would have like they need a new generation that trains since they are like 15 years old. And then when they're 25, they can be as good as them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's no wonder. But for now, I would recommend them to try to knock them out. You know, just not somehow hit the head. No, like you need to hit the chin. You need to hit the temple. You need to be a precision striker in order to win the fights. And at the same time, take down defense, get up. Survive the round, get up, cardio. Yeah. So to get back to the question, Lion did a lot. Yeah. Man, it's so much more. It's so much more than just like a combat sport. No, man. It's like what is one person capable of with his mind and his body? What is he capable of? That's basically what it is, because they push it. You push it to the extremes in the cage, and I mean, I'm not a full professional, but with all my life, I'm now trying to push that in, and I'm trying to make the best out of all of that in my situation. I mean, in the end, this is like every fighter, but since we don't have a lot of full professionals yet, I mean, the full professionals that train since they're 15 years old, like MMA, yeah, since we don't have them yet, it has to be this kind of house of cards a little bit for a couple of years. Yeah, which is very, very interesting, man. I love the early days of the UFC, for example.
Yeah, you still get these
I loved it.
stylized matchups, like styles make fights, and you still have that here. You've got the grappler striker. This doesn't exist in modern at the highest level, right? So we're a beautiful time, and we still get to see this.
Yeah, it's really history makers, right? It's
The history makers.
cool.
Mirko, you are a history maker.
Yeah.
I saw it on the poster.
I saw it.
I think Mirko looks like one of the Avengers in that poster. You know? I mean, it's just
The
like...
poster boy for years to come. That's you, brother. The monk.
The monk, yeah, hopefully. I mean, I used to be like... we talked about the archetypes, right? The archetypes of fighting. And I think I used to be like the soldier. Just you go in there and you do your job. You defend yourself. Something like that. Right. Like the duty. It's also like from my family, you know, my father. It's just like you work, you go to work. And this is all you do, basically. This is the number one thing. And everything else will will come together by itself, by you going to work. And this is the philosophy of my father. And sorry, I lost it. Where was I?
About the archetypes.
The archetypes, right? Yeah. But now I'm the monk. I think. I hope so. Who gets like spiritual fulfillment from fighting, right? And who excels at competitions. So if that is true, then the ass whooping I got today from Jovidon, if you would have a real competition, would be very different.
Yeah, because there's always the guys, they're glorious in the training room, but come match day, they can't put it together. And then you've got Mirko,
who is
just
like
a toy to play with in the training room, but
right.
the cage door shuts, a different story.
A different story. So somehow suddenly he excels, and he. I mean, this is the beauty also of like a really high high skill sport, when you go there as someone who's watching the sport, I mean, when you're like at the professional level, you don't see it as often. But I'm talking about this moment when you as the viewer see that the person during the competition is having a breakthrough during the competition. This is what you want to see, right? And I think you have it way more often. You're at the professional level sometimes, but you have it way more often than like someone like me who's like a semi-professional, I would say.
Yeah.
Where
You're still exploring your limit.
Yeah.
And pushing that.
Yeah, you're pushing yourself in the competition, like even more.
So you're saying that you have a breakthrough. In discovering what you're capable of in the cage during a fight, and for that reason you're changed forever.
Right, and it may be just that you get like a pounding in the cage.
Changed forever.
But you endure it, and then in the second round you come back strong. It could be this one. Obviously, cardio. It can be that suddenly you do a move that you never did before. You know, just like it's often like that. You have like a chain of events where we can toy with. I mean, for example, you train with, the community is here still quite small of the MMA, right? So you show what you have, you know, as like a semi-professional. Today, when I fought Jovidon, I showed him a little bit what I have. Mm-hmm. But then at the competition, the ideal would be if I put something together like completely new that I never showed. Yeah.
But have you had one of these moments in the cage?
Well, yeah, basically my first fight, because I never ground and pounded anyone before. Yeah. There was a first timer.
When you heard the sound.
Am I doing it right?
It was a right. And what else? Never with like small gloves. You know, like the reach was something completely new. I didn't know when I would touch him. You have like the big gloves.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, 4-ounce glove changes everything.
Changes a lot, definitely.
Yeah. I think, Adam's got one of those fights coming up. Not a cage fight, but his first Muay Thai fight in the ring, which will be in a few weeks, which will probably be the best opportunity to find one of these moments.
Yeah, hopefully it goes in the right direction and I'm discovering something good about myself.
I will.
I feel like I'm discovering something every day. I have a sparring with Lucas, that's for sure. Mm. He's not trying to hurt you, but he's trying to break you down a little bit to test the boundary.
You discover how your strength leaves your body through your mouth.
Through your liver.
Through your liver. Through your solar plexus.
I'm okay. Oh yeah, there's a lot of that going on today, but yeah, I'm better for it, I guess.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this fight, man. Are you doing like an episode about it?
We're gonna do
fight day.
We're gonna do something on Adam's fight.
I thought I could just go enjoy myself, and now I've got an entourage of paparazzi following me around.
Yeah, and when you get too big, Adam.
The first amateur matchup, it's already too big.
But it's cool because we really want to follow, like the mindset, the training, and the lead up, and then the event itself. But I feel like you're well prepared already, so I'm excited.
Yeah, I've been putting in the work for sure. The training recently has been miserable. Just trying to get conditioning the body, getting good cardio, a lot of running. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. I think I'm prepared as I'm going to be.
Yeah, I'm looking forward seeing you and Ander.
Yeah, so I'm excited to compete in the different rule sets. So first gi jiu-jitsu, then no gi. Muay Thai is kind of the next progression.
And then there's only one more thing left, right?
Well, I was toying with MMA, but yeah, I realized that the 4-ounce gloves are small, and I should probably learn some striking first.
Yep.
So,
but I mean, you've got a fight coming up, Mirko.
Yes, on 13th of April.
April 13th.
Yeah, but I don't know my opponent yet, so it's not 100%, I guess, because maybe they don't have one.
Yeah, I have the same situation as putting all the work in, but I don't know if they have anyone lined up yet.
Or who's
Or for
willing
the
to step
dumpster.
in the cage with Adam?
I don't think it's that. I think they're just like.
Maybe just do like an arm.
Who wants to put themselves through this torture?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I just need a dance partner.
Yeah, we all need a dance partner.
Do you have any thoughts like on your upcoming fight in next month, which is probably going to be what 6 or 7 weeks away?
That's in Saigon or in Ho Chi Minh?
It's in Ho Chi Minh, Dragon MMA, same location.
Okay.
And do I have any thoughts? Yeah, well, I mean, I feel way more prepared now. Because since the last fight and after the dengue, after the Salmonella, I started to really take it professionally. So the thing is, oftentimes at like UFC, for example, you see people being at the top of their game when they're like 35 years old, I guess.
Yeah.
And 33 maybe, someone 30, let's say, like from 30 to 35. But the reason why that is they are still young enough. You know, they are not as athletic as like someone that's like 26, but they have experience. Okay, now the thing with me is I have like this hobby experience. I had this hobby experience of fighting. But then I didn't do a lot for like, let's say like 10 years. So I'm not 35. So when I think about how long can I still fight, well, the answer is like kind of arbitrary because Glover Teixeira was still defending his belt when he was 40. I tell myself 40, but if I'm honest, dude, my best time was like 7 years ago. Would have been 7 years ago because it's an experience gap of just like immense proportion. Yeah, but I mean, yeah, I'm now taking it professionally since a couple months. So let's see the version I am on the 13th of April. Should be good. Should be good wrestling. Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen you train striking, cage matches with Jordan to prepare for this fight, wrestling with Raymond. You don't plan on getting taken down. What is the role of Pool Jitsu in this training regimen in preparation for this
How
fight?
many days a week are you doing the Pool Jitsu? Is this 3 to 4 times a week, 5 or 6?
Well, like serious now, on a serious level. Oh, let me first add one more thing. I said it will be good wrestling. It's all relative, right? So there will be wrestling.
Yes, but I mean your wrestling is improved significantly.
Yeah. Don't compare yourself to others. Compare yourself to who you were yesterday.
Yes, very true.
Right. The Pool Jitsu, in all seriousness, it is, dude, it really is mentally strengthening.
Yes.
Because when you're drowning and getting choked at the same time, dude, your organism says, fuck this, quit, get out of here, like just tap, go away. It really is hardcore. It is hardcore, man. If you like trying to get air in, but you have a little bit of water, and then you get like choked, and holy shit.
Is this the future of combat sports?
It's the future of suffering, I guess, yes. I mean, that's all it is, suffering, right?
So do you, in all seriousness, do you think that there's a role in preparing for a fight in Pool Jitsu? But what qualities do Pool Jitsu give you that are valuable in the cage?
That's no problem to answer, man. if you are a quitter, and you do Pool Jiu-Jitsu often enough, and you have someone who's like encouraging you to drown and be choked at the same time, you will stop being a quitter.
Or you'll stop existing.
You won't die. You won't. Come on.
Do you feel that German doctors or any doctor should be prescribing instead of SSRIs Pool Jitsu matches?
Yeah, that's very specific. I would say they need to prescribe suffering.
in one way or another. And
Yeah, but like
which you can get in combat sports.
Yeah, like culturally and biologically proven suffering. Not like here, take this pill that fucks with your neurotransmitters, or here's some torture. No, it has to be sports.
Yes.
Or like ice bath. I think like the pain. I mean, you hear a lot about ice bath, and then they talk about the underlying science of it, and it is very interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
But I think what is not being talked about enough is that it's very uncomfortable. It hurts. It hurts to go in there and to stay in there. Your body screams stop it, and when you go out, it's like I made this, and this is you suffered through it. So if you do your training in the morning, if you do your ice bath in the morning, it's like, okay, now the rest of the day will be not as
terrible.
As inconvenient.
But in the day that you invented Pool Jitsu, I remember that. I remember. We did work through it, and I really do. It started as a joke, but I feel like we had some breakthroughs. What was? It's not a joke. I mean, seriously. But what was one thing? What is one skill or mindset that you have to have in Pool Jitsu that you don't have in any other combat sports?
Well, you die not only because of you cannot breathe and there's no more blood running through your head, but you cannot have the breathing influx. So it's just absolute mental hell.
It takes so you're underwater, you're getting choked. You have to escape the choke while you're holding your breath. What is that it requires? Man. It's like I can't find the word for it. Like you've got 15 seconds. You have to have like not patience, but like
resolve.
You're an English teacher, Adam. Can you help us out with some words?
Resolve. You need
some religious term, some spiritual term.
I say there's definitely some importance to the top position. Like this would be favored. You're not going to full guard.
But we were only doing back tick. We were just back tick.
The
rule set would have to change a lot compared to the modern rule sets.
Yeah, of course. But the most interesting part, I think, I found out for myself was when you want to defend yourself, yes, but like the aspect of, okay, I just hold my breath and the other guy spends his oxygen right now. He tries to submit you, but you cannot go too relaxed. You remember? Yeah, I was like trying to relax too much, and I thought like he has to go up and take a breath first. But then I was getting so relaxed that you got the choke in. But the aspect of just like, okay, if I don't spend a lot of energy, this guy will have to go up first, and he will lose the round. This was super.
So it's almost like if you played this well, if you understood this aspect well, it's more advantageous to be the defensive guy.
Well, yeah, but you also have no attack, right? I mean,
so if you're just
but if yes, exactly, just this aspect. Yeah, you will spend less, I guess. Yeah.
And then the depth of the water is a big factor.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a huge factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe at like the amateur levels, you just like a couple of feet, meter.
I think it was
pro-am.
Was it 1
meter
meter?
and a half?
Yeah, it was not more. You could barely jump in it.
I think maybe just over a meter, but about a meter.
And then once you're at the pro level, just 12-foot pool.
Yeah, also darkness, complete darkness.
Oh,
12 foot. Can you imagine? Can you imagine like 4 meters?
Up the ante.
Can you imagine like submission only? Pool Jitsu match in 3 meter water.
When I was still in Germany, we had like one of those seas where they dug up, I think, not coal, but some stones. And they were just very, how do you call that? There's the saying like, deep waters are like still or something. They don't move a lot. It was like that. It looked like a regular like pond, but it was like 50 meters, 60 meters deep. And we used to play a game there, which reminded me of Pool Jitsu, where you breathe out air and then you fall down like a stone, right? And when you breathe out the air, it gets dark around you because the sunlight immediately goes away in those waters. And because it was like sweet water, you know, it was like green algae inside, and they absorb the water, the light. And it was getting cold, like really cold, and felt like dying. Basically, like everything was getting like this. You're feeling really cold, and you start to panic. You had like pictures in your head of something entangling your leg, and you cannot go up again. Just like pure panic. This is like Pool Jitsu. It is. You have to manage your panic.
Panic management. Yeah.
Yeah. So now let's mix it up, and you do it with people you don't know yet. Too good. This is the ultimate. This is the ultimate mental toughness challenge. Drowning, being choked by strangers.
In the ice bath.
Oh my, that would
The
be
X Factor.
That's miserable. I mean, that'd be a good replacement for like a job interview for a C-level position at a tech company. I mean, man, how do you handle stress? Well, we're going to find out. Yeah, you said the interview's only going to take 5 minutes. Is that true?
Oh man, on acid.
Oh my god, that's another. But if you only take a small dose, it might help.
Maybe you can mix it up with a plastic bag.
Is there no access to the pool?
No, additionally, just.
Anyway.
So how is Pool Jitsu going to elevate the Vietnamese grappling scene? You have any plans for this? You got a promotion coming up, or?
Dude, if you're a quitter, if you tap early, if you don't want, I mean, everybody has this where he doesn't want, but if you do not want, and then you act upon it, do some Pool Jitsu.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, think about it.
Yeah.
Like, even if you just do Pool Jitsu just to get the feel of it, now you're in the room, the jiu-jitsu room, you've eliminated a really huge factor that probably would help your jiu-jitsu. Would you agree?
Yes, I agree. I mean, it started as a joke, but like really, it's double panic. So yeah, if you can master that panic, you can master the choke.
You could be a coach. One of your students you put him through 6 months of Pool Jitsu, and now he's in ADCC in Thailand. You're not even underwater. Like,
dude, why do you pass out?
Like, all right, come on, you know.
Yeah, you need a proper smother choke to get those people down.
But if we
make them tap.
If we could find a pool, in Saigon, that would be.
There's a garbage bin at Russo Muay Thai. Pretty big.
I mean, you're gonna get a lot of attention. You know, trying to choke you in this country.
Can we find a pool in the mall?
A country of calm people, you know, and then you got 2 people trying to choke each other out in a public pool might draw some attention.
Also, since a lot of Vietnamese are not the best swimmers, if I'm correct, might be mistaken. Then this is like an extra an extra icing on the panic cake.
Yes, exactly. I mean, that's like the psychological concept flooding to get over your fears.
So you hear it first. Sign your kids up early.
Yeah, that's right.
Next level resilience training. That's summer camp. Mother, no.
So, Mirko, how long have you been here in Vietnam?
A little over 2 years. But I've been here 2017 already, net 10 months.
What is one quality of Vietnamese culture that you really connect with that has had an impact on you?
I love the resilience. I love the resilience of the people. I love that people are smiling. I love that people, you know, keep on walking, which is the same as resilience, but they stand up in the morning and they do what they have to do. They trying to not make unnecessary conflicts. Like, this is a huge thing. Like, growing up in Germany, dude, there's so much unnecessary bullshit. But like, people want to be in peace.
Yes.
It's a peaceful society. Like, love it.
All right, Mirko. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having
It's a
me.
pleasure to always have you. You're welcome back anytime.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.